Hi, this is Warrior Elijah from WWBP L.L.C, a global digital publication slash multimedia company. This video that I'm showing is going to talk about homelessness. I am currently homeless because of the broken, failed system. Despite what others may think and what they investigated and researched about my current situation, I'm homeless. Wasn't trying to be homeless, but I'm homeless. And the reason why is that I got entrapped in San Diego, California in 2023. I'm quite disappointed with this broken and failed demonic system. At times, I believe the Department of VA can be. Just want to let you know that I served in the United States Army. My name is Sergeant Sanders Timothy W. Iraq, Afghanistan, OAF, OIF are the deployments and wars that I was sent to. I've had my ups and downs in life and my struggles. And before I left Kansas, where I lived for about 10 years, and I was stationed at Fort Riley at one point, and then deployed to Iraq in 2002. And then in 2003, I was sent off to Iraq, deployed. I'm staying at a hotel, paying out of my own pockets about half of my pension, the money that I get through Social Security and through the Department of VA. Half of my money's been eaten up. I'm not a drug addict. I'm not an alcoholic. I do have mental health issues at times that can impair my ability to function. But that's only when I'm having an episode, when I'm in a crisis. Besides that, as long as people leave me alone, the system leaves me alone in ways to where they're not exacerbating my mental health and causing me to be put in precarious situations. I just want to let you know that I've been posting YouTube videos about homelessness here in the US and even globally across the pond. I'm writing a book called Warning: Broken Promises Ahead, in which I'm going to be changing the title in the book cover. For years, I've been trying to finish this book, and I know that I've been gang stalked, harassed, especially when I was overseas in Southeast Asia. I was definitely being provoked and being poked, and ultimately led to me to be homeless, having to be on the run, going to places that I didn't want to be at, like in Colorado Springs and in Denver, where the old company, Warrior Tim's writing book project, L.L.C, was headquartered. But now, finally, it seems like I'm not being harassed too much, and I'm able to start this book back up, the production of it, and to be able to write from my heart, from my own personal experience, in which I knew that I was going to use and talk about my past, regardless what the critics may think about it, about who I am. But I have a lot to cover. And I also want to get other people's point of view and their firsthand experience from other veterans, in which I have. And in the Philippines, where I used to live, where I used to have a Filipino family back in the Philippines, a lot of my work was left there, I'm sure untouched. So I kind of have to start from scratch. Just like with dealing with trying to get housing. When I was mandated through the courts, in which I'm in light supervision, staying out of trouble the best I can. I'm really not looking for problems. But I do know one thing. There are people in high places and low places working against those that they have a quote unquote problem with. Me being one. And others like me that are very vocal, very opinionated, advocating for themselves and others, and being that beacon of hope. Talking about issues that have been talked about homelessness, and supposedly Shinseki, the Secretary of the VA for Barack Obama, was trying to prevent what we're dealing with now, facing now, with an epidemic of veterans being homeless. Now it seems like the female veterans are becoming more homeless than ever. I'm thankful that I reached out to PATH. I have before when I was incarcerated, and I did spend time, I believe it's in Chula Vista, the veteran mod, the vet mod. And the reason why I was incarcerated in San Diego is because of a incident to where I believe my rights are being violated. I was being profiled. I was being gang stalked and treated like a criminal when I showed up to an establishment just to have breakfast. And at the time I was a smoker and needed to smoke a cigarette, preparing to leave to go across the border to go to Mexico. Because I did put my missions and projects through Warrior Tim's writing book project behind me and go forward in life and travel as a 100% total permanent TP service connected combat vet. I know I've said some crazy stuff in the past, and I have explanations for all of that. I truly believe I'm competent, not incompetent, even though the system has been trying to deem me incompetent and have more restraints on me, control me more. I've been on my own for a long time, and I try not to be homeless. But I'm telling you, the rigged political system is the reason why there's homelessness. Department of VA is the reason why I'm homeless and why other veterans are homeless. I did file through HUD-VASH to apply. Still haven't heard anything about it. And I have PATH and a person who I'm just going to call Miss Katie, hope she doesn't mind, has been helping me. Actually took on this caseload, and she's in management. She's a boss, to help me because I'm not getting the help I need. I'm being forced to violate my religious freedoms. I do not buy into their medication, their pharmaceutical medication. So it's a risk that I'm taking because I know in the past it caused me a lot of problems. For 10 years I was on their medication of all types. And it hindered me, not helped me. And I did well without it afterwards. I was able to travel around the world and promote this book, Warning, Broken Promises Ahead, in which I just mentioned it's going to change the title and the book cover. Not for fame and glory, as a veteran advocate, as a brother who has been, pardon my French, mind-effed by serving and after serving. I know what's going on. It's a scam and it's a fraud, what they're doing to us. They're intentionally causing us to be homeless. I tried independent living. It is a nightmare, especially if you're dealing with civilians and being mixed up with them, in the same house. It's not good. Here, I tried it twice. Not even a week in one independent living place. They're telling me you can stay, but you got to go. You're a problem, but you're not a problem. You got to listen to me. This is the management, those in charge at some of these independent living facilities that don't have much oversight. And the Department of VA are recommending these people. And they're horrible places to be. The second place I went to, and by the way, the first place I was at, I left on my own. I'm out of here. Because this is ridiculous. A veteran who served in the Navy treating me like a criminal because of what he was told by the VA, because his attitude and everything changed. Being blacklisted is real. They will even flag you with a behavioral to prevent you from getting the programs and other benefits that those that are 100% TP get that others don't. And with this whole new rating system and this whole new being grandfathered in, I believe those that are 100% total permanent are being grandfathered in. There's a lot going on, a lot of changes coming through the VA. I don't think it's good. It is disturbing. It is very disturbing what is happening to me. I've contacted my legislation just recently. And here's the thing. Those that are against you, against the veteran community, and here in San Diego, and ironically, we're surrounded by the military, they don't treat their veterans very well, the civilians, and even some of the military, and some of the vets. But I haven't had a lot of those encounters, but I've had some that when I was at VVSD, finished the program, but one part, HUD-VASH. I wanted to do it through the VA, not through VVSD, Veteran Village of San Diego. And the person, I'm not going to mention their name at this time, who is the HUD-VASH coordinator for VVSD, that liaisons for the VA, HUD-VASH, I've heard and I have felt is not doing their job. Being narcissistic, triggering someone's PTSD, and exacerbating their mental health by their piss poor character and attitude. And that's what I was getting. And I was told you don't have to be there. So I went to where I established my headquarters in San Diego at the Gas Lamp District and got kicked out of there. And my mental health was exacerbated the way I was being treated. The system is setting you up for failure, brothers and sisters. And you have to use your due diligence and self-advocate and get out there the best you can and try to find the help. It's expensive to live in San Diego. It used to be L.A., now it's San Diego, is the most expensive city to live in. And they don't have stipend for that. And if they do, and I'm hearing all these things through YouTube and even the VA, all these programs, all these new things that you can benefit from, I'm not seeing it. I'm not getting it. And the number one reason is I'm being flagged on a behavioral while I'm having an episode service connected related to my disabilities. They will try to capitalize on anything they can to inconvenience you, those that have the authority and power of the pen to do so. I'm going to talk more about my experience about being homeless through this book that I'm writing. Have been trying to write for years. And hopefully I'll be able to finish it, which I believe I will. As long as I'm not interrupted, inconvenienced, harassed, accused of being a monster I know I'm not. And for a while I was combating them in parody, in ways to annoy and to irritate the crap out of them, of those that have been bugging me and causing me problems, I believe, indirectly or directly. Still haven't found out about if I'm on the HUD-VASH list. Oh yeah, let's get back to VVSD. Put on the list, supposedly talk to someone from HUD-VASH. Then find out, months later, while I've been waiting, not hearing anything, they're telling me, hey, wait for the phone call. HUD-VASH is telling me. Believe from the location here in San Diego or at the location at the Department of VA and La Jolla. It's not going to get better, it's going to get worse. And selectively, veterans are going to get the help they need, and then those like me are not, unless you do your best to self-advocate and to get other people involved. My district legislation, my representatives, I should say, are of the zip code of Point Loma. So you should know who they are after you find out by doing your research. I'm new to them, I believe, unless they heard about me through my missions and projects of my past mission projects of Warrior Tim's Writing Book Project, or this current one, Warrior Writing Book Project, because it's not just about me. It's about the other warriors, even globally, that are becoming homeless, that are struggling. I'm thankful that I have my 2 pensions. I worked my ass off with those that helped me, DAV being one of them, as being a life member and also past member of VFW and American Legion. And I believe I'm part of the Iraq-Afghanistan organization, the Iraq-Afghanistan American Vets. Sorry, I don't know if I said that right, and I apologize. Trying to get this out as quick as I can. Don't have editing time. But I do have time to talk about this. Homelessness in America. And you idiots at the VA weren't paying attention. I already made a commitment to use my life as a example or bait or be put out there to see who's going to come at me and how they're going to come at me. And I'm writing about it. And I'm going to self-publish this, not for fame and glory and make a lot of money. To inform, to educate, to advocate, while I'm being spiritually attacked on all sides by those that have a problem with me. Because what I stand for as a Hebrew Jew, as a veteran advocate that is against this system, and I know as a matter of fact, it's broken and failed. I'm going to keep posting these videos about various topic discussions that relate to us veterans. And also, I'm going to be talking about what's going on globally as well with the veteran community. And it's quite similar. about what's going on here in the U.S. I'm taking it one day at a time, but it's my time, my dime on what I'm doing with the missions and project. So I'm going to do my darndest to articulate and explain myself and explain what's going on with other people that are dealing with this broken, failed system. The atrocities that are still coming out of the VA. I've seen veterans that need to be in the drug and alcohol treatment program are being denied. Talking to them at the VA, those needing a place to live aren't getting the help they need. They're being told, go to the shelter. They sign up for HUD-VASH, find out they're not qualified. Here's the thing, it used to be that if you make too much, you're not qualified, but it's not the main, I guess you could say, criteria to even get on the list. And I was put on the list, told I was never put on the list. The games they play. And I have PATH that is advocating and mediating for me because it is a challenge. It is overwhelming for those that are disabled, especially older veterans. At any given moment, I may have to leave where I'm at. And I'm very thankful for the people that are running this place and managing this place where I stay at, that are allowing me to do my work and able to live and wait. I have to wait. And I still, like I said, haven't found out if I'm on the list. I'm being told I should be through PATH. But then one of the PATH coordinators, HUD-VASH coordinators telling me there's no guarantee. There should. There should be. As they're changing the rating system, they should change the criteria and the approach on getting our homeless veterans off the street. But homeless for 4 years. Was 3, now 4. Because I moved around trying to figure out where do I want to go. Trying to get away from the people that have been causing me problems in my life for a long while. There's a backhand story about a lot that I've experienced since 2020 and even before that. 2020 is where I noticed the system is serious about shutting me up, about getting me in trouble any which way they can, capitalize off of my disability, the things I might have done that I normally don't do, but because I am disabled doesn't mean I should be treated like a criminal. And I don't think jail's an option for those that aren't trying to be criminals. And that's another story, another topic discussion. They're replacing the behavioral health, mental health clinics or acute psych units and just saying pretty much put them in jail, keep them in jail, knowing that that's not a good environment for them, a good fit. There's more that needs to happen quickly to care for the veterans better and stop judging them, labeling them, stigmatizing them, and stop intentionally trying to ruin them because you don't like how they are, how they talk, how they behave, how they believe. Money being misappropriated. You know how much money has been thrown at the VA and they still can't fix their controversial scandals? Long wait times? Staff harassing the veterans and then pointing the finger at them that they're the problem. and setting them up. This has been going on for 25 minutes. I'm going to stop this. But I'm going to let you know that we can't stop fighting the good fight. And behind me, I'm letting you know I'm going to start blogging. Blog, talk show, radio. There's a lot of things that I had put in place in the past that got interrupted. And true now with what I'm doing currently with Warrior Writing Book Project. You can check us out by going to www.wwbpllc.com. I know in the past I might have confused a lot of people, but I hope there's clarity today. Sorry, I had something in my mouth, food that I ate earlier. Have a good one, everyone. And let's stop the madness of treating our veterans like criminals and forcing them or trying to put them on the streets because you don't know how to run a government from the top down. You don't know how to care for your people. We have fentanyl on the street, killing people left and right. How are drugs getting on the street? We have law enforcement, right? We have specialized units, but we still have drug on the street. We still have criminal activity. We still have homelessness, an epidemic